Hi there, welcome to Sunnyside Journals. Good morning, I'm Catherine. Welcome to 30 minutes of my day. Those of you who joined me yesterday had the shocking alarm to find out, hold on, I'm reaching over here, that I actually chose neither one of these fabrics. Now hold on while I go across the room and get the fabric that I'm going to use to create the spine for the Victorian readers. So hold on, let me grab the spine fabric here. I opted to go with a solid color of painted fabric. Yeah. I just decided, I love the texture of this cover. Really, I wish you could all reach through the screen and feel this. It is so significant how they stomped this and embossed it. And like I said, you can literally feel it right through the cover. It's just so glorious. So I just thought I want to make this like a tough little tome. And I actually want to play with bands on the spine again, like I did with Wren. And I thought if I did a patterned fabric, you wouldn't notice those bands, as they wouldn't stand out as much. So I opted for sort of a chocolate brown to match the chocolate brown of the ink for the Victorian readers, the words there. You'll notice I was able to tone down the staining that was on this cover. If you recall, I'm still gonna work on this one a bit. If you recall, it was quite bright white, quite unpleasant to look at. Trust me, I love a grungy looking old book. I love books that look well loved. But sometimes you just got to deal with some things. And these stains here I had to deal with. So, and how I dealt with it actually is with distress ink. So, and I'm going to do a little bit more. There's quite the storm going out my window. So if you suddenly hear thunder and lightning, yeah, it's the kind of storm you start wondering whether you needed to build an ark this morning or not. So I figured antique linen was the closest match to this mustardy color that I have. And it seems to just mellow out the shade, and it sort of camouflages the staining on it without being too distracting. I use this technique quite often, the distress ink technique on old books, just to camouflage marks that I don't enjoy. I will be doing it again on the Jesuits and on Wenzel to cover up any white wear marks on the fabrics. So it's a handy little thing, and don't be afraid of using it. It just makes an old book look even better. So so let's put this. I decided on the end papers. I love them. I figured it said Victorian readers. Let me make sure I'm in camera. I'm sort of. Oh boy. Sorry, let me tilt this a bit. Oh, there's my little blouse. I figured it said Victorian readers, so I went to my books of wrapping paper, and I have one from the Victoria and Albert Museum that has patterns, Victorian patterns. I think they're wallpaper patterns, or they might be upholstery fabric patterns. Anyhow, I chose these. I think they look really beautiful. These mustardy yellow flowers, and the dark dramatic background looks really, really pretty with that mustard yellow cover. So those will be the end papers. I love sort of holding them up against one of the corners. I never cut them exactly the right size till closer to the end, but I love the way this looks with the yellow mustardy flowers, just catching that mustard yellow there. And I think it's gonna look so pretty. So let's put this aside. I'm going to do a little work. These will be sliced down. I just painted these with just craft paint. It's just muslin. So the spine is in here. Let's take a look and see what we did. Take a look at the previous episode if you're seeing this ahead of time and you want to see how I did this. I'll show you in the previous episode. So, you know what? I'm going to hold on to that and unroll this first. My pantyhose legs. Off you come. Thank you. And then this one. Yesterday when I was painting the fabric, I told you how I like using the Pringles can lids for paint or glue. I forgot to tell you that they make terrific shapes to curve a spine on. So if you like Pringles, hang on to your tubes. I'm not a huge Pringles fan. Don't listen to me, Pringles. I don't mean to offend you. I'm not a huge fan. But my husband is. So he keeps me well stocked in Pringles cans. Alrighty, so let me just get this wrapped up and get my elastic back on there. So there's our spine. I like the curve on it. I want a really nice pronounced curve because I do want this to look like a little tome. So let's see how we are for size. Excellent. I'm wondering if I want to take a little bit off the length. And I think I do. Let's see here. Yes, I definitely do. All right. Pencil. There we go. All right. Now I am going to freehand this with scissors. So don't panic too much. Let's see. I've done it before, so let's see if it lets me. I'm just worried it's going to want to flatten out. Don't flatten out. There, that's good. No, it didn't. I'm not too worried. There is going to be a band right at the bottom. There we go. That's nice. So you can see that's a good tough little... I'm very happy with my method of curving a spine, and it requires no lines in it, no cutting into cardstock. You just, unfortunately, you've just got to be patient because I find I like to leave it overnight and be patient, and in the morning you have a lovely curved spine. So let's see here. Yes, that's much better. All right, so it's actually going to be out a ways because we want that little gutter, sort of a little shoulder area between the front and back cover. That's actually about the right space. So you can see why I saved as much of that little bit of extra fabric as I could. It's going to give me more room to try and grab it with some fabric, because I don't want to have to cover up this V when I put the book cover on. So normally I would put the inside muslin on the spine. Oh gosh, my window. The storm, my window, it sounds like someone is playing a kazoo. Oh my goodness. Anyhow, I know I've got to seal this window before the winter comes. Maybe this weekend. We have a holiday weekend coming up. And my husband loves to have a task to do, a challenge around the house. He's quite he likes to be busy around his little home. And I'm very happy to have a husband who likes doing that. So we're going to make ridges on this. And I think I want 5. So we're not quite 7.5 inches. So I want 1 right at the bottom of each end. Then I want 1 right in the center. So I'm going to, I want a blank piece of paper. Hold on. Blank piece of paper. Okay. So if you've got one of these Tim Holtz rulers, one side has a standard ruler, the other side has a center 0. So I want that center 0. Okay, so 4 1/4, 4 1/4, 4 3/8. No, not quite 4 3/8. There we go. All right, so that's the center. So that gives me a center band. And then I want another band even from there. So let's see where that takes me. 2 1/4, 2 and a bit. That takes me to there. And then 2 and a bit, 2 and a bit. All right, there we go. So there's where my bands are going to be. You know what? I can do this on the other side. If I marry it up and use the line to make sure it's even, then I can marry up these lines. There we go. I'm okay with freehanding to go across to the other side because I'm just going to be gluing the twine onto it. So let's see how long it needs to be. It needs to be to there. I wish I'd done that the other way because I'm right-handed. Needs to be to there. There. Doesn't need to be precise because once it's dry and hardened, you can still trim it with an X-Acto blade. So this is going to be monotonous. You need 3 for each band. I wonder how long those are. I'm curious. They should be 2 inches because that's, mind you, the curve would make it extend a bit more. Yeah, it's about 2 inches. So, I mean, I could do long ones and trim them afterwards. if I want. It really doesn't matter, whatever works for you. Since I'm doing 5 bands on this book, I'm going to need 15 2-inch pieces of twine, or jute, I guess it's called. 1, 2, 3, there's 1 band. Oh, yes, window, we hear you. It's so chilly up here. I've got a little heater going too. And, oh, hold on. Hey, stop that. Sorry. The little tenant over there, our little boarder, sometimes she gets to licking too much. And I have to tell her to knock it off. 1, 2, 3. Anyhow, I've got a little heater going up here. It's kind of damp and I don't want to put the furnace on for the whole house, just for one room. And of course, little Miss Dorothy, she's half Chihuahua, so she's used to, her genes are used to tropical climates. Let's see. Oh, yes, window, I hear you. You're trying to haunt me. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more. And we're good. It's exciting, right? Cutting jute. So what video did you watch today? Well, I watched this Canadian woman cut jute into 2-inch strips. Oh no, I'm not happy. My PVA doesn't have its lid on it. And I can already feel that it's plugged. Okay, I am going to pause while I deal with this. I can't even squeeze it. It's glued shut. Hold on. Okay, done. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm just using PVA. You can use tacky glue, any white school type glue. I thought I got you dealt with. All right, Aleen's, you will do. Oh, let me pause while I deal with this. Okay. So this is just good old Aleen's. So I'm just going to run. Why am I having no luck with my glue today? My goodness, the glue gods are mad at me about something. Doesn't need to be meticulous. This is going to go under fabric. And then start sticking your jute on it. Now it'll feel really slippy at first. It's much nicer to work with once it is, once it actually has become a little tacky. Aleen's tacky glue. Come on, I want you a little wider. Now I didn't think this method up. I'll put her link below. Who taught me this? Not my idea, but it works fantastic. And that's what I love about junk journalers. For the most part, we love to share our secrets. Might as well share the joy, right? So right now I'm putting 2 down side by side. See, it's a little bit long. That's okay. I'll trim that off later. So I'm just pinching them together so that they're side by side and nicely stuck together. And I'm sort of eyeballing them to make sure that they're running parallel. Now you're not right near the top. See what I mean? How that top, even if I was sort of a little with the scissors when I trimmed that little tiny bit of excess off, really doesn't matter because this is going to be thick and really cool looking. All right, so there is double bands. Now I'm just going to run a line of the tacky glue down the center of these 2 pieces of jute. As soon as I can get the darn glue out, thank you, glue. So just down that little crevice that the 2 pieces created. So you can see. And then lay another piece on top. So it nestles right into that little groove that the 2 pieces created. So it gives it sort of a nice rounded dimension. Lay down. My fingers are starting to get sticky. Hold on. Oh, I was reading in the news today, one of our local schools, a child has come down with COVID. Fortunate, and 3 of my grandchildren usually go to that school, but their mom and dad are in the position that they opted to keep them home. So, but it is concerning because it means that means there's active COVID in our tiny little town. Now, fortunately, because we know now that contact tracing helps get these right into control, hopefully, if people cooperate with contact tracing, hopefully we can get this back in line again very quickly. But it is unnerving because we don't have that big of a town. You know, when you're all sharing one of 2 grocery stores sort of thing, you're going to run into, eventually, you're going to run into everyone from town. There we go. All right, so I'm not too worried about these little pieces of glue because I'm going to be laying down laying down fabric on top of it. So there's going to be tons more PVA going on this before we're done. And just making sure, see what I mean? How until it starts drying and becomes tackier, it will want to try and let go. Why am I wiping this? It's the OCD in me. Oh well. There we go. So let me stand up and make sure you can see it all. So do you see what has created? Oh, you're trying to let go. You're not going anywhere. So by laying 2 down first and then laying a 3rd one down the little gutter that the 2 created, you get these lovely round bands. It's just, little round bands were so cute. And these, yep, I'm happy. You stay down. I'm tempted to put a clip on here, but I don't want a dent. So I'm just going to sort of keep my eye on it for the time being and keep encouraging it to lay back down until it really will be obedient and do what I want it to do. There we go. So that's all we're doing for this, and we're at 26 minutes, so that worked out well. The next time we get together, I'm going to do my best to try and show you how I will apply this onto, yes, I know, my alarm and the window's going. Oh gosh, I'm a basket case today. Hopefully I'm going to show you how I do it. And I can't believe I'm competing with the window, and show you how I get these ridges covered to create a really cool, sort of like a tome kind of spine for this book. It's going to look really pretty, I think. All right, well, thanks for visiting with me today. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're staying safe, wearing your mask, keeping your distance so we can get this back under control. Take care, everyone. We'll talk soon. Bye.